Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Alex once again, and welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about studying tips, how I study, and I'm just going trying to run down and give you guys insights on maybe how to study, the perfect time to study, the basic things you need to know when you're trying to study. And this is not basically exclusive for medical students. If you're a student generally, I think this video could be really helpful to you. I'm not just making this video for medics or for medical students. So stay tuned, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and drop a comment. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to give a little bit of disclaimer. These tips are just some of my personal tips, some of the things I do personally as a student. It's not necessary, or it's not compulsory that it must work for you. Everybody has each and everything that works for them. So this is based on my tests and my trials and what works for me. So I'm just trying to share a little bit of my knowledge on that. So if it helps you, that's amazing. If it's not for you, that is also great. So it's very important for you to find whatever studying tip or trick or time or whatever pattern that works for you. So that is just actually what I want to get out first before starting this video. My first tip is going through your notes after class. So I know it's really hard to keep up. Most of the times we have a 2-hour lecture or like a 5-hour lecture, and it's not really easy to go through your notes after class. But this is really important, and it helps me because once you get home and you go through your notes for class, it helps to refreshing, and it helps the information to stick more. If you don't go through that particular notes after class, you might not actually have the time to go through the notes again until the exam. Now, another thing to add to reading your notes early or reading your notes after class is starting your work early or starting your studying early. So this is really important. I know there are some students that actually prefer to read maybe when it's almost time for exams, or maybe when there's like a month, 2 weeks, they'll start crashing and start reading everything. That it's not very nice. If you actually have built a solid foundation of you reading or trying to read before your exams, it can really help you, honestly. Because me personally, I actually prefer, I don't even not prefer, that is what I do. I try to start as early as possible. Whenever the semester or the year starts, I just try to follow it along. So it's not easy for you to crash, for example, a whole pediatric course. It's not easy for you to crash the whole course in a month or 2 weeks. So the next tip I'm about to give you is organization. Organization is very important, and it's key. Organizing yourself, making your work into a timetable or a journal or something like that. Just write it down so okay, yeah, Monday I have this to do, Tuesday I have this to do. So taking on your work or your lectures one by one, part by part, bit by bit, is actually very easier than just taking it all at once. You can just write down your timetable. Monday maybe from 3 to 4 p.m. I'm going to read preterm label. That's an example. Tuesday 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. I'm going to read malaria. If you don't have a plan, or if you don't have a timetable, or if you don't organize yourself, you are not going to keep up. You won't even know what the work you've done. You don't even know the work you've not done at the same time. So another tip is consistency. So I'm going to say this from a medical student point of view. Having a consistent time, that no matter whatever happens that day, you must have 2 hours to read your notes, 2 hours to study your books, 2 hours to watch maybe academic videos or your your recordings in class. Just 2 hours that is allocated for you to study. It is consistency, and it's very important. This is why I said about many people have different styles. Some people they read 6 hours, 12 hours, Akada, if you're medical science, all this stuff. But not everyone can be like that. So this is still another way, because there's no way in a year, in a single semester or a term, you read 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours maximum a day that you not pass your exams. If you read 2 hours every day for a month. 2 times 30, that's 60 hours. So that's it. That means that in a whole month, like a whole month of May, you've read for 60 hours. I don't know for you, but for me, that's it. That's very amazing. Reading for 60 hours in a whole month, that's okay. So I think that's better, like stretching your work a little bit, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours. It is actually better than taking off a whole day reading 12 hours, because if you read the whole day, like you read the whole 12 hours a day, I don't think you're going to have the energy or the strength or the zeal to continue to the next day. So that's why I'm just saying taking your time and taking it bit by bit could actually help with being consistent. Now, plus side, it's very important for you to write down while you're reading. And this whole topic is because everybody has what works for them. I know I must have said that a million times, but still I just have to keep on saying it. Some people don't like to write while they're reading, but for me, and I think it's very important because it gives you a kind of muscle memory. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying, but it gives you a kind of muscle memory to know how you write. Maybe if you're reading, you'll be writing, jotting things down, jotting new words, new definitions, new causes, and all this stuff. It gives you a kind of exam-esque experience, because you're going to write it down for sure. So that's why writing and jotting the things down is very important. So, and also it cuts you down on reading like lots of bulky notes. Most times your notes or your textbook, they have like 50 pages, 40 pages, 30 pages of bulky information. So picking it out one by one and jotting it down in a different or separate jotter or notes can actually help you to pick out the most important information when you go back to revise. So by the time you go back to revise, instead of going back to the 50 page, 40 page or 30 pages, you can just pick out your notes where you wrote things down and just read them, which will be more easier and faster for you to assimilate the information. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because it feels like I'm just ranting and talking fast, but it's okay. Pro tip is always set exam scenarios for yourself. Past questions as a medical student, or generally as any student cannot be overemphasized. Once you're reading, read the past questions. Create new questions for yourself. It's very, very important, because the aim of all these things you're reading, sure, is to become a good doctor, is to be successful, but you can't become a good doctor and be successful at the same time without passing your exams. So it's very important for you to incorporate some questions, either by your past questions, from your question banks, create new questions. Just give yourself a kind of exam scenario. Now also think of studying as fun. Don't just think of it as something that maybe is work, or maybe you're coming to work to see your boss that you hate again, or you're coming to see maybe someone that you don't like, that kind of vibe. So just take studying as something that you do that is fun. Just find a way to make it fun to yourself. That's true. That's just basically the baseline of everything I'm trying to say. So if you can add mnemonics is very interesting. As a medical student, it's very good because I know plenty of them. Mnemonics, abbreviations, YouTube videos. Of course, some people are visual learners. They actually learn by seeing visual. That's what it means. So you can use YouTube videos, whatever it is, especially anatomy students. It's very important, because I know plenty of my friends and plenty of my classmates that prettily used YouTube videos to study. So it's very important, and you just find something that works for you. Okay, now I'm going to talk about study groups. Study groups are very important, but it gives you an avenue to hear different point of views or different evaluations. If you're wrong, they are there to correct you. So you are not missing out on any new information. If what you're reading or what you're saying is actually wrong or is not correct, people are there to call you out and correct you. So that's why basically study groups are very important. So your study group should be like maybe maximum 5 or 6 persons, but my own study group, we are like 10, but there's a problem. If there are any corrections, the corrections will be made. If there are any missing points, stuff you don't even know, that is where you will know things. Honestly, this study group is very important, because I've learned so many things, like things I overlooked them while reading, or things I didn't even want to read. you can learn it from there. So I think it's actually better, because conversing and learning from your mates, or you teaching your mates, is actually a good avenue to still learn. Okay, I'll be talking about your environment now. So me personally, if I want to read, I like to declutter my area. I don't like to read in like a congested area, so I just like to be minimalist about these things, just declutter and all the stuff. Some people prefer to read in a loud area, some people prefer to read in a quiet area like a library. So me personally, I can read in either a loud or like a quiet place. Either works for me. Then if you like, you can still use some music. I okay, when I was in 200 level or my second year, I used my a friend puts me onto all this ambient sound music vibe, all this rainfall, birds chirping, all those kind of ambient sounds. So it's really helping that time, but I don't actually deal with that right now because I can just read without that. So that's just personal improvement and evolution. So if you know what works for you, loud music. Some people read music, like very serious music. People literally don't even like to turn on their phones, do not disturb, no notifications, so that they can focus on reading. For others, once they read one page, they go to WhatsApp, go to Snapchat, go to Instagram. All in all of them is reading it. So just make sure that you're not deceiving yourself, or you're not taking much of your time. Don't forget to ask for help. Medical students, I'm sorry to say it, but we don't ask for help. I don't know whether it's the sense of, I don't want to say the P word, but I'm not going to say the P word though, but in medical students, we don't like to ask for help. We think it shows that you know less, or no, it doesn't show that. It shows that you are actually ready to learn and you are a teachable person. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask your friends, your classmates, your senior colleagues. Even your junior colleague will help though, but it's rare, I don't know. But just make sure you ask for help. It's very, very important. If you have something that confuses you, you have a friend you can ask. You have you know someone that is very good at that course and you need help. You need to ask for help. So don't think it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're making yourself a better person. Taking breaks. Yeah, basically taking breaks. So if you are in a 5-hour study session, or for those that are in 10 hours study session, which I can't do. So if you're in that kind of long protracted time, it's good for you to once in a while stand up, stretch yourself, check your phone if you want to, have a drink, take some water, have a snack, eat some food. It's necessary. So don't just overwork yourself. Oh yes, I'm reading 10 hours. You sit down and read 10 hours. Oh no, it's not making sense. So it's good for you to take off some time. Don't strain your eyes. Look at another thing. Walk around. Look at the sky. Do something else for at least 30 minutes. Then you can come back refreshed and mind renewed and continue your studies. Now this is the last, but it's not going to be the least. It's important to know what works for you. We are all different people and we are all diverse, which means we love different things. So don't study at night because of your bestie or your friend or someone you know, or the hot academic class studies all night. If you are a daytime reader, it's good. Do you. Don't go and walk and kill yourself because of you want to study at night or you want to do like another person, you know. So even me myself, I prefer to study at night. So don't go and start studying at night because you want to be like me. Sure, if you try it and it works for you, good. But if it doesn't, please, you have to find another way to help yourself. So I hope with these tips I must have helped someone. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you take some time off and subscribe to the channel, please. Like, share this channel, share this video to your friends, your classmates, to your class group chat, to that guy you know that doesn't study well, or someone that is finding out to study. Just share this video and just help them. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Peace. And please comment. I still need suggestions for more videos to make. So if you have any suggestions on what type of videos I should make, please put it down in the comment section below, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one.